Tism time.
Let's get risen with the tism.
I know where you live.
I'm a better shot than you.
I know where the mute button is.
I don't have that, except for me.
Welcome back to another episode of this show. I'm sorry you're here, and I'm sorry I'm here, but who's not sorry he's here is the Cosmonaut General Mikhail Gonsalves, who's probably going to be sorry he's here, Comrade Commissar Will, and newly promoted just in time for the NKVD to be disbanded, and probably gonna fucking die now. I'm Sam Alexander.
I'm always sorry I'm here until the minute the show starts recording.
I've noticed. That's why you're lacking enthusiasm, sir. Nope.
Face
Let
the wall.
me dig deep. Just
Oh, we'll dig deep. You just got to face the wall. That's all you got to do.
Well, as long as I don't have to do the digging, then also let's talk about that real quick. Like, seriously, when we want to get risen with the tism, let's get into it. When killers take their prey out into the woods, or enemy soldiers, like, you make them dig their own graves, such like that. Like, why would you're about to get executed? Why would you keep digging? Just for the few more seconds of precious life? Or like,
I agree with you.
I don't want to do physical labor. My back hurts. Just fucking kill me now.
But this is still fucking hilarious. That we're already this off the rails.
But think about it. Just
I've
for a
thought
minute,
about it.
And he's done all the thinking he wants to do.
Exactly.
Well, I can see the steam coming out of his ears, and he's got the headphones on. So,
no, the steam coming out of my ears is because the beautiful, although I hate it, Uzi is covered up by Sam's gigantic fucking head and shoulders, and his chair, apparently,
and his knees and toes. I
There
wish
you
I
go.
had
By the
some
way.
way to, like.
You know how much do you want to know how much I bought that Uzi for? It's gonna
Probably.
fucking make you mad.
Yeah, $500, probably.
Like $575.
Yeah,
with a shit ton of mags.
That's pretty dope, actually.
Back in 2015 off a consignment rack, which means somebody lowballed themselves on an Uzi. Granted, it's not an Uzi. It's not IWI. It is it's a Century Arms. So technically, it's a Centurion fucking something. I don't remember. It does like to be well greased. That gun does not like to run dirty.
You should have stopped at I has Uzi.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and con you into thinking I have an IWI.
You're not conning me into shit. You're not selling it.
I mean, it runs just fine as long as it's well lubed. It just doesn't like to run dry.
Yeah, I know. I know that feeling.
As far as I'm concerned, it's like, say can Uzi.
I mean, I can Uzi. It does have the big 16-inch dongle barrel on it, which is a downside, but that will be changing as soon as I move.
I bet that makes it shoot really, really nicely, though.
It's so fucking heavy, it shoots nicely. Like, there's no recoil on that gun, not because of the barrel, but because it's steel.
And close
big, heavy.
Hey, Clicker's in the chat.
Hi, Clicker.
I mean, you want to see a dongle?
Welcome.
Hang on. Let me
I really do.
Let me get my worthless cash.
I don't want to see a dongle. Put your pants back on.
So, like, there's 16-inch dongle barrel, right? And then to make it better, I put the railed. It came with a little railed forend on it, and then I put the one of the old Knights Armament broom handles. So it's double the dongle. There's a dongle for over here, and there's dongle over there. Which one do you want to take first?
There's dongle for everyone.
One's long and thin, the other one's short and fat.
Yeah, they're both thin.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Got a lot of experience looking at dongles, do you?
I mean, by lots of standards, those are pretty thin dongles. Let's be real.
If you think that's...
It would fold up all nice and compact and like, Secret Service Reagan days, except for the fact that it's, The good news about SBRing an Uzi is the barrel unscrews and it pulls straight out the front, and you just go get a new barrel and put it in.
Ah.
Are you saying that the barrel of your Uzi simply unscrews?
God damn it. You even had to think about that one. You're not
Yeah,
allowed to talk for the rest of the
that
episode.
one. You reached for that one.
I did not.
Do you want to know something really, really retarded about Uzis? And it's not about Uzis. It's actually about the ATF.
Oh, everything about the ATF is retarded.
So, this Uzi in this configuration with little short stock is a rifle. But if you put the fixed wood stock on it, it becomes SBR. Even with 16-inch barrel.
Well, AOW.
Is that because
true. AOW, technically. Yeah,
is that because it's under 26 inches in total length? Or
no, it's because you can technically pop the stock off, and even though it's not really in a fireable condition, the ATF says it is. Which then brings it underneath that fucking length nonsense.
The ATF is gay.
So owning a wood Uzi stock is constructive intent. Anyway,
that's dumb. I don't like that.
How y'all doing?
Alive.
That's a shame. Can we try again next week?
I'm also alive, and that is also a shame.
Okay, can we try again next week?
Yeah.
I'll work on it.
All right.
See what I can do.
Well, y'all done anything fun with guns this week?
Other than playing Ace, no, not really. I have new sights to put on my competition Glock 17. I got
what brand
sights?
Yeah, night fishing.
Yeah.
I like the Tridges, but night fishing is good too.
Well, they're sponsor of WLS, and if you're going to spend the money, you may as well spend the money in network. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought you were just cheap, so you needed a 10% discount code.
I mean, if I was cheap.
Hey, the last gun I ordered, I have literally never gotten an affiliate purchase on any of my affiliate links except for Amazon. I ordered a gun from a company using my own affiliate link, and I made like $300 back off of the gun that I bought just from my affiliate link. So don't judge. It was expensive.
Dang, boy.
That is expensive.
I sent you guys the picture of like $1,900 and something because Colorado's fucking retarded and wants to charge an extra $100 and something excise tax, sin tax, because you want to exercise your right.
Yeah, they're just trying to charge excise people out of their rights.
Pretty much. Well, unless you had something else, Mike. I'm a little too giddy about the thing that I want to talk about, so I'm sorry.
The only thing that I can think of is I'm gonna get that PCC of mine to the range and get the Gideon Optics Mediator XL sighted in, and then I am very likely going to go to the match that I used to go to quite often back in the day, the monthly match. That's a sanctioned match, USPSA sanctioned match. They do that. This particular match is about 15 minutes from my house, and I know the people, I know the range. And if the weather's going to cooperate this weekend, I was thinking it would be quite nice to go back and get back into it. But that's next week, and I can talk about that and how that went next week. So,
indubitably.
I look forward to that. Other than that,
well, the youngest and I went in together on an order of MRE ovens because we are both extreme autists when it comes to certain YouTube channels, to include Hop and Nova Group. So they came in today, like literally hot off the UPS or USPS truck. So basically it's just this little camouflage sleeve. It's got some Velcro so you can throw some patches and stuff on it like I have. MRE oven. They're really cheap, actually. I think it was like $30 shipping and everything. But it's like what you would put in your windshield for like a sun, keep it not as hot in your car cover, wrapped in camouflage, and you just take your MRE in the heater, throw it down in this, and then close it up, and it heats your meal extra heaty. And it comes with 2 of these little beverage bags, which are pretty cool. So if you get like the beverage mix in your MRE and you wanted to mix it up in something, you just throw it in this with some water, shake it up real good and drink it. Comes with a funnel to make it easier to fill those bags, and 2 of these little get it wet to make it get bigger, so to speak, phrasing, towelettes. So you can, wash your hands, wash your face, whatever. But they're just these little guys that just.
I still want to know what happens if you eat it.
So if you want to make it grow, you just give it a little Haktua, and
pretty much, yeah.
That means
you could pee on it. You could put it in your mouth and move it around. You let your imagination run wild.
That's an interesting ER visit. What's wrong with you? I ate a towel. Holy crap, he did eat a towel.
I didn't say eat it. That was not one of the options, but okay. So I'm actually going to play around, and I'm going to test this thing out on cam tonight, and I'm doing an impromptu MRE episode.
I have a box from behind me, but I wouldn't eat it because I already ate dinner.
So I was intrigued by these MRE heaters. When I go camping, I prefer to camp right next to the truck.
Same, actually.
And camping right next to the truck means I have the 30-gallon water tank and all my food and supplies and everything in the truck, which means I have the means to add a little bit of water to the MRE meal and then reheat it with the jet boil. And then I found that if you do that, add a little bit of water, like the spaghetti with meat sauce is a good example. Like you open it up and it's all chunky and it's like, oh, it's weird and chunky and there's no actual sauce. It's meat. It's sauce chunks. You know what I mean? You add just a tiny bit of water and jet boil it, and it reconstitutes basically back into spaghetti sauce. And MREs become quite edible, actually. Now the downside is you still burp up that awful MRE taste, but that's just what happens when you're eating an MRE.
Enjoying your meal a second time.
That's just something. It builds character.
By the way, tonight's meal is chili with beans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I picked it intentionally.
Dude, that's basically like Hormel in a bag.
Klecker Tactical says he has a case of MREs that he needs to check lot numbers and hope they're not poisoned. Sir, they're not bad. Trust me.
If you want to get rid of them, I know guys that will actually like go through and eat them.
But also if they're good enough for the men and women of the United States military, they're good enough for you.
You ain't gonna die.
Mean, you should eat them, but if you're not gonna eat them, support the sport.
So I was screwed. So I did get one that I got to come pick up from you. Because I thought, all right, that's a cool idea. And then
properly overfilled the bag, by the way.
Yeah, you did. Good Lord, dude. It's like you Haktua in the bag and you immediately dump like a gallon of fucking water in there.
That's the fifth time you've said that tonight. No more.
I only said it twice. You're just mad I said it twice and so have exaggerated.
I think it's the third time. Anyway, I noticed
actually.
I'm gonna cut your head off with this bone saw one of these days. It's gonna take a long time.
I'm killing you, Kyle. But I only could afford a wiffle ball bat, so it's gonna take a while.
God damn it, Kai. You fucking G-boy. Goddamn G-boy.
Okay.
You guys, I'm going home.
That's right, I am going home. What I noticed afterward on the website that I'm kind of bummed out I didn't pony up for is the MRE of an Alpine Inferno. which is run. I'm curious to know how much juice it would suck up, but it runs off a little like 12 volt 3 amp battery pack.
I saw
And
that
it's
as
just
well, and I
battery packs everywhere.
almost went with that, but it's meant for like a fucking Alaska. Like the MRE heaters themselves do pretty good. I feel like
Unless they
this
don't
thing.
work.
Well, yeah, but then you can still eat it cold. It's not like you're gonna not be able to eat it because it's raw. It's still cooked.
Bitch, I want my food warm.
I mean, so do I, but I
Anyway,
also don't
I
want to
thought-
carry around another battery on top of all the other fucking batteries I have to carry for all the shit that I do.
Oh, I carry a bunch of those little battery packs. They're all lightweight and cool and shit. Anyway, I thought that was cool because it's like, oh,
It is a pretty cool
then you
device.
could field strip the MRE down without the FRHs and just run one little heater. But oh well, one step at a time.
Let's see. We got cornbread, grape, carbohydrate, electrolyte, beverage powder, cheese-filled pretzels, aka combos, the standard accessory pack, the standard spoon, and crackers. And I got jalapeno cheese, but that went into one of the piles of
Yay.
shit that I'm gonna give you guys because fuck those.
Something wrong with you, boy. He ain't right in the head.
Well, that's why we're doing this. We're all not right in the head.
Speak for yourself. I'm the only normal one left.
Keep lying to yourself, youngest.
Fucking
Keep
bullshit.
fucking lying to yourself.
Look, weirdos will never grasp what is going on.
Nobody will ever grasp because we're more sane than you.
Nobody
Thing.
grasps.
I want you to
what
listen
Sam's
very
saying.
carefully. Listen very carefully now. Are you
Very
listening?
carefully.
You listening?
Why?
Because I got. Speaking
I
of
mean, that
random
is cool.
gear chat, we're speaking of random gear chat stuff. Before we get on to an actual topic about optics tonight, I got my Christmas present finally from Commando Store, who were a little late on their shipping, but it is a watch. And I'm not a watch guy, but this is essentially it is a reproduction of a Soviet electronica watch. Which fun thing about planned economies, that electronica name is not a brand. It is just what if the Soviet Department of, I can't remember, like Consumer Electrics or whatever it is. I forgot the ministry off the top of my head. If they decide that your factory is going to make a consumer product, such as a watch, it just gets that electronica name slapped on it. Same with calculators, same with a whole bunch of other stuff. But so it has all modern movements in it for all the watch nerds out there. I am not a watch nerd. I wear a Casio, and that's it. And half the time I wear a Casio just because of planes, trains, and automobiles. And every time I see my dad and I'm wearing that Casio, I got $4 and a Casio, and it makes him laugh.
I am also not a watch tism person or a car tism person. I know the gun, watch, and car worlds kind of intersect a lot. Not for me. So I just wear like a basic bitch ass watch, except for the smartwatch, which that's another story. But so I feel you.
I mean, basically, it has the looks of a about 1970s, 1980s Soviet digital watch. It's 24-hour only for you military nerds out there. You'll like
as
that.
It should be.
Days of the week are in Cyrillic. Technically, they go from Monday to Sunday, but who cares?
Also, as it should be.
You can't run it. You can't read it anyway. So you could go from Wednesday to Tuesday if you wanted to. But
wouldn't really matter. Hey, it's that day again.
Exactly. It's right now. It's the B day, and tomorrow's C day, and then 4 day, N day, C day, B day, and back to Arch day.
N day.
I've never understood why conventionally like calendars and shit start the week on Sunday. Doesn't make any fucking sense. It should start on Monday.
Because they think that the day of rest was
It was the last day. Even if you like looking at the Bible, it was the last day. It wasn't the
I
first
know.
day.
I'm with you, but traditionally now we look at Sunday as like the beginning of the week because that's when we go to church and we cleanse ourselves and we get prepare for our week, and then we start Monday anew. And then we spend the rest of the week fucking up again and pretending we're not pieces of shit, and then go back to church on Sunday and do it all over again. That's why we
Oh,
start the
You
week on
still have
Sunday.
the ability to pretend you're not a piece of shit. I gave up on that a long time ago.
I mean,
Anyway,
I wasn't talking about me specifically.
so it's basically, I mean, in functionality wise, it's basically a Casio, but it does make, you know, the right now it has 4 little alarm chimes, couple of Russian classical songs, something out of one of the Stalker games. Never played those, so I don't know the tune. And then I have it currently set to the first opening couple of notes from the Soviet national anthem because it's fun.
So it doesn't say Sukabliet from Tarkov. Then I'm gathering.
No, it would be cool if it did,
Mm.
but it might be a little advanced for it. So anyway, I got that. That was cool. Yeah.
Mm.
Commando Store is a neat store. They make a lot of cool reproduction stuff. Some of that stuff
Commando
is
with
really
a K.
pricey. It is Commando with a K. This is $40 watch. Not too bad considering. You know, some of their other stuff reproduction wise, a little pricey. Some of their deadlines for delivery seem like they do run over a little bit, but hey, you know, shit happens.
Feces occur.
Mm-hmm. So, with that out of the way,
He's
I've
a
been-
nice watch.
I've been fucking around with optics again,
Oh no.
and I put my Swamp Fox Arrowhead 1 to 10 on the PSA 101, and it is entirely too heavy.
So that
For my
means I'm
taste.
not getting that optic.
The optic is fine. This is more a case of balance on the rifle.
No, I was pretty sure that was the one you said you were gonna like hand off to me.
No, that's the Gideon Optics 1 to 8.
Ah.
34 millimeter.
Ah.
No, this one you don't get. I paid with this one with my hard money. That was not a test and review optic.
Indubitably.
LPVO on AK is a little. I mean, so this rifle right now with the rail, with the light, with the laser box, basically unloaded, cranks out just shy of 11 pounds, which is about a half pound too heavy for a general purpose rifle in my book. But more importantly than that, because it is AK, it is a little nose heavy, which is the actual doom of this setup, is that now there's too much weight. It feels like you're dragging your arm down.
Even though you've put more weight on basically the center of balance.
Well,
with the
yeah,
scope?
but I mean, one way or the other. So with running my aim point on there, is it a little nose heavy? Yes, but the overall weight is low enough that it's not as noticeable. You throw, oh gosh, I think the optic itself is 23 ounces off the top of my head, plus a Hollow Sun 509T and an offset, plus the freaking mount it came with, which is like an overbuilt mount. And
Yeah.
it's just a tad, like, it's not unusable weight, but it's just a tad too much for my taste, for what I would want on this gun, at least.
I only asked because I mean my Tavor has gotten pretty damn heavy before, but because it's a bullpup and more of the weight's toward the back, it's not as much of a chungus, at least when shooting, than a heavy ass AR for the same reason.
I'll fucking tell you that one thing. This rifle already doesn't recoil. So adding more weight to it just means that extra doesn't recoil. But no, so I'm going back and forth through options, and we're going to talk about some optic choices tonight. So
Indubitably.
well, since I've got an LPVO in front of me, I really like LPVOs. It is like the about do it all optic for pretty much every purpose out there. The only downside to them is that sometimes they start stacking a lot of weight on your gun, and they can be a little more fragile than other options, depending on how they're dropped or how they're hit or so on and so forth.
Or how
Not to
they're
mention-
shot.
Not to mention, when you mount it up, you have to make sure you get it mounted properly level, which is more complicated than something with a built-in mount.
Well, yes. And this is where I have had optic failures with LPVOs, is it riding in a case or riding in a truck, or I've never done it like walking around with one in the woods, but having something bash either end of it hard enough to cause the scope to actually slip inside the rings.
Mm.
And they were torqued properly, but it was the Gideon Optics one that I'm going to give you to test out.
Mm.
It took a hit on the front that didn't damage the optic, but it was just enough to shift the scope like a 32nd of an inch inside the rings, which then threw my eye relief off.
That's fair. And you don't want to over torque them, because then you could mess with either the turrets or the glass inside itself.
Mm-hmm. So that's like, to me, that's their biggest failure mechanism, is the fact that you have your optic is more or less just friction mounted in the mount. Also, the mount being a weak point, because like Arrow makes those really lightweight mounts that our buddy Vince has seen bend on the range. This mount, this Swamp Fox mount, this one came with, for some reason on my AR, it mounts up crooked. So somewhere the spec between the rail on that upper and the mount don't agree with each other. And then when I was doing drop tests with the other Gideon optic that I shot, that one's rail bent on one of the drop tests. I'd also bent the optic housing, but neither here nor there.
I wonder if you were to get, so for example, Mike, you've got like the sandpaper grip stuff on your Glocks, but they also make a rubbery version of that, which I used to have on some of my Glocks. I wonder if you were to take something like that, so basically skateboard tape except rubber instead of sandpaper, and put it on either the inside of the rings or on the outside of the scope, if that would help a little to prevent that problem.
To prevent it from getting broken?
Prevent it from shifting if it gets bumped, because there's more friction. It's not just metal on metal in the rings now.
I mean, you can't tape it inside the rings, but wrapping tape around it, like wrapping a whole bunch of tape.
Putting something between the ring and the optic to create more friction.
Yeah.
The only downside I see between that is if that material wears out over time, or like squishes and compresses, and then I don't know. That's one of those things where if it doesn't call to have extra crap in between the mount and the optic, why put it there?
Yeah, I was just thinking about the extra friction.
Yeah, you would.
Hey.
So I like LPVOs because I think, for me, magnification is mandatory. That comes with living in Colorado, where we have nice open sight lines here. Living in Pennsylvania, a little bit different. Anywhere in the Midwest with lots of trees would change that metric for me.
I mean, you think that, but I told the story on Let's Go Hunt of the one time I shot a deer that wasn't a deer with iron sights, because I thought it was a deer and I couldn't positively identify it with just my iron sights.
Mm-hmm.
I have to agree that LPVOs are basically they're not the end all, but they can basically do most things.
They
can be a red dot. They can,
they perform most tasks at a more than adequate level.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They're like the F-35. They're not great at anything, but they're adequate at a bunch of stuff.
I want an LPVO on my go-to AR, but I also want red dots on that same rifle because different things.
So here's where I get to talk about being a night vision nerd. So on a rifle like this, a lot of LPVOs will have a night vision settings. They're utterly useless. You cannot use night vision with an LPVO. It is fucking impossible. End of story. Anyone who says it can be done, that's like, okay, technically, yes, you can line up your 40 millimeter tube, which is 3 inches off your face, with the eye relief perfectly on your LPVO. But realistically, it's not going to happen. Offset dots at a 45 degree, I don't like for passive aiming as much as anything towards the 12 o'clock, because you want to get your head up over the gun more so that you are not going to clonk your tubes into the back of your tube. So this hostile engagement ring has it at like a really high 45 degree. It works, but it's at a really weird spot for my face. Anyway.
Yeah, see, this is why everybody's going to give me shit and I don't give a fuck. And no, I don't have any experience running it yet because I haven't built it yet, and maybe I'll change my mind. My ideal setup for my go-to would be LPVO, top dot, and 45 degree dot mounted to the receiver / rail. Top dot would be one, oh, I see this thing. Now I can drop into my scope at magnification and more easily find the thing to PID. Or two, for night vision, top dot would work much better than 45 degree dot or magnified optic. 45 degree dot would be, hey, somebody's in my fucking house and I need to shoot them from fucking 5 feet away, but I still want to hit them in the face because they deserve it because they broke into my fucking house.
Fair.
LPVO for
all I want to do with your
things.
setup is you should definitely do this. You should mount those 2 dots. It's going to take a while to figure out the spacing so that you can shoot with both eyes open, looking through 2 dots at the same time.
I don't know if that's even possible unless I
2
mount
dots at the same time, dude.
Yeah, unless I mounted the 45 dot to the scope like you have it, which is not what I want to do. I don't know if that's even possible.
Oh, there's a way. With enough 3D printing, anything's possible.
Yeah, not doing that.
Binocular red dot vision.
Negative. I want LPVO and 45 degree dot to be at basically the same height over the receiver. And then if I'm using the top dot, I just have to break the cheek weld to use it.
You got to turtle up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of dots, I do like being a good red dot too. I had the aim point mounted to this thing. Prior to that's what I did the range day with. For up close shooting inside, I don't know, fucking 50 yards maybe, nothing beats a red dot.
Yeah.
LPVOs can get close, but nothing beats the actual, like, just looking straight through a tube dot or an EOTech if you want to be a nerd. And like, nope, there's no eye relief involved. There's no, oh, it's slightly 1x. There's no eye box. It's just zip. You may have to deal with parallax problems depending on your dot. But other than that, it's just the world of possibilities.
And even then, these days, you don't need to spend $1,000 to get
Oh, you don't know.
A red dot that does not have enough parallax for you to fucking notice. I mean, if you're actually looking for it, you might see it. But if you're shooting, you're not going to notice it.
Nope. When I bought that aim point, you did have to spend aim point money to get a red dot that didn't have parallax to it, or that was like had that 50,000 hour battery life and had the durability. These days, I wouldn't buy an aim point again.
Same when I bought my aim point, but this was 2010. So
you mean your shame point?
No,
So it's
back
funny you
then.
mentioned
I know
red
that's what
dots.
Dooley would call it if he was here.
After last week, the unboxing of the Gideon Mediator XL, I put it on my AK, discovered it was way too high height over bore, and like I was doing that break the cheek weld thing where I had my dot up here, but the rifle's basically in my chest. So that was not a lot of fun. However, I love the optics, so I swapped it out I put it on my PCC, which I'm going to take to this match on Saturday. And on the PCC for many years was this Swamp Fox Optics Justice. This is before they made the Justice 2. This is an original Justice. And I threw the Justice Sunriser on AK. And honestly, this is just perfect. This is amazing. This is exactly, if you're going to put a dot on an AK, this is exactly what it should be like.
If you're going to put a dot on an AK with a side rail mount that has that kind of height over bore that kind of height over bore with it. If you're going to use something like the Texas Weapon Systems dog leg, maybe not.
Like, you can see my height over bore. It's not atrocious.
It's about what
it's
my
not
aim.
Great.
It's about what my aim point was with the Midwest side rail, because I have it on an AR. It's an absolute co-witness. So on an AK, it was giving me a little bit of chin weld, but it also, like, that height gave me freaking perfect passive aiming with night vision, which is why I had it on there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, if you don't have night vision, none of that stuff applies to you. Like, don't freaking put a riser on your dot just because you can, unless you're going to be doing some more heads-up shooting, that kind of thing. But
Instagram doesn't always tell you the truth.
No, they don't.
What?
I do have a thing against putting pistol dots on a rifle that close to my face, though.
Also, I have a thing against putting pistol dots on rifles, period.
So you hate this?
I don't hate it. I experienced this with pistol dots on shotguns too when we were playing around with those so much. Not so much with the... Okay, so technically on my PSA Krinkov, that is a pistol dot.
And I hate that.
But it is, to be fair on this one, it's a huge fucking window. So that helps. And it doesn't fisheye on
It's
me.
also basically just a pistol that's, rifle form factor. So
a pistol dot on a pistol. Like, what do you want?
Yeah,
sir?
it's
not on a rifle.
It's more acceptable because it doesn't have a barrel that's worth a damn in terms of distance.
Well,
we'll find out about that.
That's why you just hold over and hope.
Yes. We're going to use the Obama fucking campaign slogan. Hope.
Change? Anybody got some change? So if the issue is size of the window, like, that's not even issue. Both eyes open, I can't see the optic. All I see is the dot.
So I can't speak for Willie over here. For me, the size of the window issue is not about finding the dot. It's the worst I have is probably on my Hollow Sun 509T. It is because the size of the window and then the curvature of the glass, it'll fucking fisheye on me. And the fisheye drives me crazy. And on this one, it's not so much an issue. On the Omega that I have on on the Flux Raider, I don't mind it as much because that's a bad breath distance gun no matter what. I just want red flash in front of my face.
Dusky just yep, me and you can be friends, Dusky. You are absolutely fucking correct, because if it's not enclosed, it's bullshit. I will die on that hill.
I do agree with that.
I also agree with that. However, I don't have another enclosed optic to put on this AK, so
that's pretty much my excuse too.
As I'm listening to Sam and I'm chasing my glass around, I see absolutely no fisheye. It's just basically, but that's this particular optic. I can't speak for all of them.
Yeah, I also have has a lot of, like, you start moving, so like not straight on the gun, but if you had to do a bit of an awkward angle on it. First of all, the mountain fucking Dusky, stop putting stuff in the chat that's fucking me up. If you're looking through it at a bit of a weird angle because an off shooting position, then that's where on that 509T at least it starts to get really, like, froggy.
I will say it makes sense. I mean, that's why second focal plane scopes, LPVO specifically, cost way the fuck less than first focal planes, because it's harder to get all the lenses set up the way they need to be to do the thing they're supposed to do. And I will also say, to your guys' point, I got a free Gideon Optics open emitter. I don't even know what the hell it is, but it's an RMSC pattern. I put it on my Glock 43X, and it's there because I didn't have to pay for it, and I have optic.
And
It's
to be
not
fair,
there because it's what I would like to have on that gun.
And to be fair, you did not get that from Gideon Optics. You got that from a friend.
I did get that from a friend, not from Gideon. You are correct. But friend got it from Gideon, so.
Yeah. But I'm not
Anyway.
I mean, if I, again, closed emitter, agreed, is best emitter. I can say that using an open emitter on a shotgun for multiple little canoeing trips and a couple times down in Texas with the dust blowing everywhere, out in the field didn't have any issues with my emitter getting clogged up.
So
But
you
that's still not something I
used
want to
sorry. You used an open emitter for all that. You used the Omega for basically all that, right?
Yeah, the Omega got the most use for that.
And you had no issues.
No, but at the same time, if I had my preference, I would prefer it closed.
Yeah, same.
Just why the fuck not at that point? It's not like it's adding weight. The dot weighs nothing anyway.
After spending, I mean, I didn't really spend a lot of time in the duck boat this late winter, but spending some amount of time dripping ice water onto the mediator on my shotgun, I haven't had any issues with it yet. It's enclosed, of course, but I've had no issues with icing over or fog or anything like that so far. So
the biggest issue is something like a drop of water getting down on top of the emitter and fucking up your,
yeah, which is why enclosed emitters are the way to go.
Mm-hmm. So, but other than that, so magnification's the issue with red dots. Red dot magnifiers. I know somebody here really likes that combo. I detest red dot magnifiers with every little iota of my being.
I think it's a great option for many use cases, but I don't think it's the best for everything. I don't hate that you hate it, just like I don't hate that some people like open emitters on red dots. Just not my thing. I understand it's not your thing, but
I know they work for some people. For me, it's like the worst. No, it's not the worst of both worlds, but it doesn't work with my. They gotta be so close to my face. There's this extra thing. So if you had one of the Unity risers that pops it straight down, this would solve that problem. I'm not buying one of those. So if you got one that swings out, now it's an extra thing to get hung up on everything. The one I have, I can never keep it zeroed. So the dot inside is never centered, and when it is centered, it's only inevitably that it starts to wander away on me. Like I pull it back, and it wanders away on me.
Which one do you have? Because I haven't had that problem, and I have the Vortex Mini.
I have one of the older Vortexes.
Oh, okay.
I have a Vortex Mini that somebody would be willing to give me, but I'm not going to go do it because he would just sit
You
around
said you were going to basically.
Yes, but then I
him.
slapped my magnifier behind the aim point and then realized like, nope.
So
I think you'd like it better if it just wasn't as chungus as the older version.
I'll pick it up at some point. It's just not on my priorities list.
I don't have any magnifiers for my EOTechs. I have 2 EOTechs, but I would like to try one behind one of them. Like, it can't hurt. But then again, an EOTech magnified is not the same as a red dot magnified.
That's because EOTechs are trash, whether they're magnified or not.
God, you're a hater.
He's a potator. But at least he's not a dictator.
I do fucking hate EOTech.
Uh,
Also, MRE is way more evenly heated from MRE oven. Just wanted to
nicely
report that.
dispersed.
And it's a little hotter than normal from even a good heater that's working properly. This MRE oven is.
I'm guessing that thing weighs basically nothing too, right?
Yeah, I mean it's
Okay.
Especially if you took the little rubber boot thing off the bottom of it, which I'm assuming that's supposed to make it help stand up better against a rock or something. But yeah, no, it's. I have pistol mag pouches that weigh as much as that does.
Okay. So anyway,
I think
sorry, Mike.
No, the concept is really, really cool. I slightly regretting not getting one, but at the same time, like I just don't.
Well, if I've
Oh, I
used
meant sorry because I was interrupting you talking about EOTechs.
Oh, whatever. You're just a hater. We get it.
Okay.
But yeah, I have the EOTechs. I may as well use them. They're actually the Zombie Stopper is basically one of my favorite optics that I own. Partly because that was one of the first optics I bought, and so I'm
soft
like,
spot for it.
what?
You got a
Yeah,
soft spot for it.
yeah.
I have
Sentimental value matters.
I have a soft spot for my Bushnell TRS 25. Look, it's $75 red dot I bought years ago. It has gone thousands of rounds on that OPAP up there. Not every gun I own, but almost a lot of guns I own. That little cheap ass fucking red dot has taken tours on.
That's cool.
Just because it's the dot that I have lying around. I mean, I have other dots lying around at this point, but that's the one that it's like, oh, I need to put a dot on this real quick. We'll put it there.
I have the same sentimental attachment to my Aimpoint Comp M4. I bought it literally at the same time in the same card swipe that I bought my first AR, and it has never been on any gun other than that AR. And even though it's heavy and it's big, I still have sentimental attachment to it. So I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Zombie Stopper, it's an XPS2, so it runs on CRS 123s. But if one does not know what the Zombie Stopper is, it's basically a Zombie Stop or a XPS2, but instead of the circle dot that normal EOTechs come with, it's a biohazard symbol with a dot in the middle.
It's fucking Black Ops 2, man.
Yeah,
It's
anybody
really
that's
cool.
played Call of Duty.
That was
Yeah,
fucking
it's-
Black
it's-
Ops 1. Oh god.
Oh, honestly, this was around the time of Black Ops 1 because the
Yep.
reason I have attachment to this, I mean, the zombie craze was going on in 2012, of course.
A shot
But
with a
I came
fucking
back from a
chainsaw
deployment.
bayonet. Yeah.
Yes. I came back from a deployment with a bunch of money, and I was like, okay, 1 6 hour 5.56, please. And what should I put on top of that? Ooh, Zombie Stopper. That's cool. And I bought that too. And honestly, the site itself is a really cool site. It works really, really well. The window's great. The pickup in the optic itself, the array of holograms or whatever you want to, I don't know how the fucking that comes up really
Biohazard
quickly.
clear.
Yeah, your biohazard totally clear.
It's just a biohazard.
But yeah, definitely got a soft spot for that one, and it would be really cool to try a 3x behind it.
No, I could remember running around in the Black Ops 1, changing the reticle in multiplayer
Yep.
to a biohazard sign because, like, oh, that's cool.
Except I did one fucking match with that and then realized I couldn't see shit else through the optic and changed it back to normal.
You'll
But-
have to see this one. It's actually not as bad as you would imagine it from Call of Duty, but it's dope, dude. I like it.
You know the thing that always bugged me about guns and Call of Duty, even back then when I didn't know much about guns? You put an optic on a gun and suddenly the front sight disappears or it gets really short. It's like, what?
That is,
Like, I know for modeling reasons they didn't want to have it blocking. Like in real life, you throw a red, a
yeah.
point on a freaking M4, and yeah, the front sight's hanging out in front of your face, but
You don't notice it though.
you don't.
I
In
had
real life.
I think
I had
for
a
the game,
Strike
they could've
Eagle
gotten
on my
around it.
5.56, and the strike, I mean, it was mounted a little low, but I liked it low, super low for the height over bore because you get it tucked up in there. It was, for some reason, I don't. Anyway, I could definitely see the front side of that 5.56 on like basically anything from 3x to 1x, and it blocked a big chunk of my vision, and it drove me absolutely bonkers. I wish I knew how to take stuff like that off sometimes, but
It's interesting because every time I've used a red dot on like a fixed front post AR, like an A-frame sight, I've never noticed the front gas blocks slash sight in my vision when I've been shooting. You notice it when you're sitting there fucking around with it. playing or, you know, whatever, dry firing. But when you're actually shooting, I've never noticed it.
Oh, maybe I didn't honestly shoot that rifle with that optic on it all that much anyway. I didn't actually like that setup, it turns out, but the M400 that I have, SIG M400, it's got a fixed A2 front sight, and every optic I've put on that, I can see the front sight, and it drives me absolutely bonkers. But I think I've also done quite a few actual drills. I've done classes with that rifle, and I think you're right. Looking back on all that stuff, I've never in the middle of the class been like, fuck that front sight.
I think it's
find the dot and shoot.
I think it's like the sproing from the buffer and the buffer spring in an AR. It drives me fucking nuts. But when I'm like actually focusing on something beside that, I don't notice it.
Have I told you guys about the time I went to, it was like a range day with We Like Shooting podcast, and I had just bought my first AR. So I'd shot this OPAP up here a fuck ton. Tons and tons and tons and tons. Well, then I run out, go buy, it was a M&P Sport 1. So bull barrel, no dust cover, no forward assist, just as bare bones as an AR could possibly get back then. And then I took it to that range day and lay down, all right, open range, start shooting. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this gun? It's making weird sounds. I looked at this dude next to me who was an instructor. Michael, remember his name, Judson. And I go, is it supposed to make this spraying sound? He goes, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember Judson.
AK no-go spraying.
I hate
spraying. I hear spraying, and it's really loud in my ear now.
I never noticed the spraying, but and to be honest, when I put the silent capture spring in my PCC, I never noticed the spraying go away. I just noticed that I was able to now control the weight of the recoil and such. Maybe it's just something I grew up with and never even. I don't think, like people will be like, hey, you hear that noise? No.
You're
What's
deaf.
it sound like? It's
too many jet engines.
It's not about being deaf. It's about like some people can hear certain noises that like you were describing. You grew up with AKs, so to speak, and then you go and you have the springing in your ear and you immediately notice it because AK no do that.
I thought gun was broken. I thought the fucking spring inside the buffer tube must be broken because why is it doing this sprung next to my face? Turns out I was just an idiot. That's all.
I mean, that's non-disputed.
I mean, yes.
Is not. Okay.
I do hate the spring, but I also don't notice it if I'm doing anything. Like if I was running a drill with an AR versus just trying to zero a new optic on an AR.
Yeah.
If I'm zeroing, I'm going to notice the sporing is going to bother the fuck out of me. If I'm doing anything that requires actual engagement of my mind, I'm not going to notice it, but I still fucking hate it.
Okay. Before we get too far afield here and we don't actually wrap up.
We're not going to wrap up. That'd
Prism
be terrible.
sights.
We never wrap
what
up.
experience do you guys have with
we won't pull out either.
Damn right.
When light does something bad, that's where it goes to Prism.
Okay.
Anyway, Sam.
Pink Floyd, got it.
Experience with Prism sights. The only one that I have a lot of experience with is the Gideon Optics Advocate. I will be completely honest. I love that optic. It's a fantastic optic. It's killed me ducks. It's killed me doves. It's killed me geese.
It killed me ducks.
It's killed me ducks. It has. It became so natural to just point at ducks and shoot with the advocate, and
I forgot I should have pulled this out for this episode.
I genuinely love that thing. One of the things that is cool about the Prism sights is that they have the etched reticle, so it's always there. You don't have to worry about it being on or not. I really, really like that. When I swap between the Mediator and the Advocate when I'm out duck hunting, I'm trying both out at different times of the season to see which one is more suited. And regardless, I like that the etched reticle is there with the Advocate. I don't like how big it is on the shotgun, but I like the etched reticle. I like the option of the illuminated reticle if necessary, but I've never actually found it necessary to turn it on. And not to mention, I don't get a whole lot of fisheye. There is a bunch of parallax with that one. You've got to be careful with that. You need to have just the right eye relief to prevent the worst of the parallax with the Advocate. But if you mount it right and you get your cheek weld right, you won't have a problem. Anyway, that's my experience. The one that I've played with, I really like.
Willie Pete.
I have almost no experience with Prism sights in terms of shooting. I've looked through a bunch of them. I haven't shot with a lot of them, so I don't feel like my opinion is valuable in this conversation.
Well, that's not helpful. Good thing I know something.
It's not my thing. Like I would rather do the exact opposite of what you want to do, which is a red dot and a magnifier.
Actually, it is the exact opposite of what you want to do. Okay, so my first Prism sight was a Primary Arms 5X, not the micro. This is back in 2015, 14, somewhere in there. Basically, big ACOG knockoff, picked rail on top. The problem with having a pick rail on top at that point is there weren't a lot of dots you could put on it because all the little, if the RMR had come out, it was brand fucking new. And so that you had like the burst fast fire, I think. Anyway, fixed 5X, clear as daylight, just fucking nice crystal clear glass. Ended up not liking it because I only had 5X because I was stupid back then too. Only had 5X on the gun. Didn't think about trying to mount a dot on top of it. And just went, 5X is too much fake magnification. I'm going to go back to a red dot. Also, my first experience with Primary Arms is actually only experience with Primary Arms is customer service because I was shooting it at the range and just randomly on a round. Suddenly I can't see through my optic anymore. Thinking, this is fucking weird. But if I tilt my head a little bit to the side and look at an angle into the optic, I can see through it. So something inside with the little prismatic lens, or be honest with you, there might as well just be a little gnome in there holding up like two pieces of glass.
Little gremlin.
Just in there giggling.
Yeah, the gnome was holding it sideways. So you could look through it at an angle, but dead on, you couldn't see a thing.
Hit your targets now, bitch.
Exactly. But Primary Arms replaced it for free. It was like, oh, okay, cool. I wish I had hung on to that damn thing instead of selling it. I sold that, was sitting on top of an EVA. Well, actually, no. I ended up putting it on top of the FNAR. I sold to buy my G3. I kind of wish I'd held on to the optic because it would be useful right now. My second experience with Prism optics was an Elcan. So I went from about as cheap as you could get back in the day to as expensive as you can get today. I did some work and then traded labor for a AR, my current AR, with a 1.5 to 6x Elcan sitting on top of it. And I was absolutely convinced this was going to be the holy grail of optics. And then I discovered that 1.5x really sucks. It is too awkward of a magnification range.
It is worse than 4x.
It is. I would actually agree with that. Because at least at 4x, you could, or like with the 5x I had, you could do that not Biden aiming concept, Binden aiming concept, essentially where you're bringing the rifle up, you're not using it's at this point the target's so close that your sight picture is more or less blurry, so you're kind of your brain's superimposing what your left eye sees with the right blur, the illuminated reticle in the right eye, and boom, you can shoot shit up close. With 1.5x, my eyeballs were fighting each other for dominance. It was really annoying. Even my slightly squint my left eye to make my right eye do all the work wasn't working with that 1.5x. I wish it was a 1-4, because if it was a 1-4 LCAN, I probably would have hung on to it.
We already know my eyes don't like seeing different things. So
No,
if it's not 1x, I'm gonna fucking close my left eye and use just the one. Hey, I understand my shortcomings, and I am improving as a soldier in the party.
You throw up with dignity.
I mean, I do.
Compared to me, who Mike's heard it. That whole fucking house.
You don't do anything with dignity.
If that stuff's coming out, it's coming out, man.
The stories that you have had to share with us, and you didn't have to share with us, but you've shared with us anyway. These stories tell me that you have absolutely zero dignity at this point, which is fine. We still love you.
That's a little too far, Mike.
We still enjoy your company.
It's also too far.
We still need you for the Roadcaster.
Yes, that.
That's that. All right. So that moves us on to my current little prism I have, which to put a bow on it. This is what I'm even mounting in lieu of that 1-10 LPVO on my AK, which is the primary arms micro 3X. I kind of wish it was the 5X, but the 3X is what I already got. And I have found...
I think you'd hate the 5X.
Except for the mount I'm going to put it in. So I went to a range day last year with some guys, and one of them had a freaking micro prism mount I had never seen before, and I've never seen another real human being with one since. And back then the company was called Fix Force. Now it's Photonics or something like that. They do electronic repair. I mean, it's a really random website. There's lots of weird little stuff on there, like some
sounds like some shit you would buy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised my credit card didn't get stolen, but apparently they're in Michigan. Anyway, it's a shroud that they have one for the 5X, they have one for the 3X, but all of these use essentially it's the ACOG mounting. I forget the exact name on it, but it mounts underneath the optic, in between the optic and the actual base plate mount, and it goes up over the top, and it's got a little RMR mount on top of it. And that's going to show up on Friday. So we're going to have this 3X mounted with which I don't want to put it that close to my face, but it's the RMR I have that can actually do night vision modes, or RMR mount dot I have that has night vision modes on it, which is the 509T. And we're going to stack them optics, and we're going to be ACOG, but poor.
Ooh.
I mean, 509T isn't exactly poor.
Except for I won it. I didn't have to pay for it.
Okay, you could have left it. You could have left it alone.
No, I can't leave it alone. I put in $20 for a charity raffle for, I think it was getting veterans service dogs. And then I'm just driving on the highway one day, totally forgot about it. That's 2 months of the past. And the dude calls me up saying, "Hey, is this Sam?" I'm like, "Yeah, what do you want?" I was nicer than that because I thought it was a work call. It wasn't. It was someone telling me I won a 509T. I was like, "Ooh, how do you spell that, Klecker?" I don't know.
509T.
I think he means the mount.
Hang on. The problem is they are super hard to find. I will post stuff for it on our Instagram because now my phone is upstairs and I can't find it online either. That's the problem. I'd never heard of it before. And Photonica, not Photonics, Photonica. Oh, so Fotonika, Foxtrot. What's Omega?
Foxtrot, Oscar,
There you go.
Tango, Oscar.
Ostrot.
You know what? Shut up.
That's the new one for I like that. Ostrot.
Nike, IKEA, kilogram,
God damn it.
America.
Respect.
You know what?
So Photonica spelled with
You
an
want to
F.
give me shit, but I am properly lubricated
You're always properly lubricated, sweetheart.
No,
when
he's
I
not.
can be. Don't you ever call me fucking sweetheart again. I will.
There you go. Clicker found it.
Dim's fighting words.
Clicker found it. It looks like a solid little mount. I messaged the dude that was running it last year, saying, "Hey, you still running that? How's it holding up?" He's like, "Oh, it's great." It's called the PAM5, PAMM5, primary arms micro prism mount 5X or 3X, and I think there's a 1X. But this company's just like random. Never heard of them before. If you Google, micro prism mount, they don't pop up. I only know this exists because I saw someone using one. And then the other option I looked at, but it's a little too funky looking even for me, is the
That's saying something.
the flip defense off mount, which is basically like you're mounting your like prism in a normal place, and then in front of it there's this I forget the height on it, but essentially it's a big tall red dot mount with a hollow open in the middle to look right through.
You should share screen, but I know what you're talking about. And I feel like as soon as you drop that thing on your fucking bed, you're going to lose 0 because those fucking rails or struts will bend.
Maybe. Hang on. Oh, wow. It's so zoomed in. It's a terrible picture. Riveting audio. I'm
Usually is.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway,
does Electronica make it? No, Electronica does not make it. But
I'm pretty sure I saw those things for the first time from, it was either Brass Facts or Hop.
I saw Zed Tactical on Instagram had one. I like the idea that I actually do like the idea that is a separate optic mount entirely.
Yes.
So that if you do have a
that.
failure in one, it doesn't cause the other to go down with it. But they do be ugly as sin.
They're ugly, and I don't trust that shit to hold 0 if you don't baby the hell out of it.
Well, I wanted to find out, but I only had money for one, so I went with this one. But that was
my biggest concern when we were talking in our group chat, when you were like, "Oh, I could do this."
Oh, see, my biggest concern was that it just is ugly.
Oh, really? That's interesting, because I don't think you actually give a fuck about if shit looks good or not.
I actually don't.
Yeah, I thought you basically prided yourself on that.
It is ugly. It is ugly as shit, but I did have it sitting in the cart.
It would
the only reason I actually think the only reason I didn't buy one is because my card declined, because I forgot that in my phone my card is set to have one of the digits incorrect on purpose, so that I can go through and change it because I know what the digit is.
It's a good idea on paper. It's like communism. It's a great idea on paper. I just don't think it's a good idea in practice because of the way it's designed. They'd have to make it way heavier to make it durable enough for it to make sense.
Maybe. I mean, some of the Unity tactical mounts are really fucking tall and spindly too. So again, I would hold off judgment on that unless I had one and I could start whacking it around. Now again, I'm not going to sit here and like fucking spike it into the ground, but just try to get some general use on it. But again, I don't have one, and maybe I will.
And I wouldn't want to spend my money to figure it out.
That was basically my thing. It's like, okay, I know this other mount would keep me happier in the long run.
Now, if they want to send us some free mounts,
I don't think they do. The weird thing
I
about
mean, they
that is
probably don't.
they were all out of
I
stock.
don't
too.
think they do.
But if they wanted to, I'm just saying maybe we can be wrong. And if
Will's
we're
over
wrong,
here like maybe if they wanted to, and they're over there like captain at the end of Endgame. No, I don't think I do.
well, I'm just saying if we're wrong, we'll at least come out and fucking say we were wrong, unlike other people.
It's fair.
I need to know who these other people are, but we'll wait till afterwards.
I didn't know you knew other people, but okay.
Or are you just
I
speaking
don't-
about like other people in the vague sense that other people do exist?
You know, I
There are
don't
no other
leave.
people, only Zool.
I don't leave this basement. I fold my cot up every night, every day, so you guys don't see it on the podcast. But I have my cot that I sleep on down
Can
here.
you do the next episode from the cot?
We
It's
can,
not
we
as
can
good as-
name that one Welcome Back, Cotter.
It's not as
I-
good as a bathtub, but it's a step in the right direction.
I don't actually have a cot. Damn it! Thank you for
Way to
calling me
Cotton
out.
Picking Minute.
God damn it! Shut up! Nope. You just.
Go to the
You-
surplus store, buy a cot.
I should. In fact, I am going to the surplus store this week.
Ooh, I just planted an earworm in you. You're doomed now.
Well,
Oh,
it's
to
at
be
least
fair,
2
Sam
cases of
doesn't have a
worms.
cot either.
Yes, I do. It's just on extended loan, which is another.
Currently,
which is not
Sam
even-
has no cot.
I'm actually saving on loan. I'm just storing it in the back of your car.
Come get it, you dingbat.
I'm not working down there right now. Okay, I keep forgetting about it.
Hey, he could have gotten his MRE oven and some jalapeno cheeses and some Chipotle fucking
I don't
tortillas
want those.
today.
I don't want your Chipotle tortillas.
Chipotle.
If you don't, I'll throw them
without
away.
without context, it's a very strange thing to say. Like, would you go to Chipotle and just say, "I'd like a burrito"? Hold everything but the tortilla.
MRE, but Chipotle tortillas, not the whole
MRE.
wheat, not the other ones.
The whole wheat is
Chipotle. Okay, fine. I'll throw them away. Fuck you.
well, the whole wheat ones are really.
Do you want Chipotle flavored tortillas, Mike?
I mean, I'll try them.
Nope. It's Mike's turn.
Give them to Sam.
He's thinking too hard.
Okay.
I feel like they'll just be like actual Chipotle flavored, and I'm not a huge fan of Chipotle,
I mean,
like-
probably.
like the store.
I
Yeah,
just
he's like
thought
the Wallace
Chipotle.
ones. It's like,
Chipotle is
doesn't
one.
taste good.
Chipotle is one of those words that my brain immediately just translates to spicy, and I don't do that shit. So I threw them in a give to one of you people.
Chipotle
Pile.
away, LA.
There's a lot of Southwest foods that I absolutely love, but things with Chipotle connotations I tend to shy away from,
Mm.
mainly because Chipotle sucks.
Sorry, I'm from the part of the
Okay.
South that doesn't
Okay,
do
chicken
spicy
man.
food.
Okay, chicken
We
man.
do soul food. Hey,
Look,
hey,
it's
you
not
leave
about
the
not
Lord's
liking
chicken
spicy,
alone. You leave the Lord's chicken alone. God damn it.
Yeah, before one of those Raising Cane's freaks comes in here, we have to ban him.
Dude, right?
Abs-
We're gonna have some
absolutely.
fucking Allahu Raising Canes.
Fuck that.
If
Raising
you eat
Cane's is the
Cane's-
fucking worst. God,
Okay,
I hate
good.
it.
I thought you were about to say best, and you weren't going to be coming back next week.
I heard a story at work about how we went to an event and we catered it, and they also had Raising Canes cater the event. And I was like, so they simultaneously got the world's best and the world's worst fast food chicken to cater this event. Why the fuck would they do that?
Because
And
somebody was in marketing.
Because they wanted to see which of their friends were fucking complete retards in the wrong way so they could unfriend them in real life.
That could be it.
yeah, I have to agree with that. Like, if you think Raising Cane's is better than the Lord's chicken, just throw yourself off the Grand Canyon. Whee!
It's like that's a good note to end it on.
I thought so.
I mean,
I
I ain't got nothing else to say.
said end it on. Well, I thought it was a funny pun. That's
Giggity.
Well, at least at least I'm not talking to myself this episode. Speaking into the void, going, "Is anybody there?"
Is
Hello?
anybody out there? Just not
well,
if you can hear me.
go leave us a review. We like reviews. Reviews are great. Share us with your friends. If you know guys who like guns, even if they don't like AKs, send them our way. Because
Because
as
we
you
don't
can
talk
tell,
about AKs anyway.
We talk about all
right.
kinds of shit.
Only sometimes AK. We should call this sometimes AK-47 radio.
I like that.
Too many syllables. Well, go out, use your stuff, train, get medical training. Don't be a flat road pizza squirrel.
Ooh.
And have a good night. I told my daughter about that. She thought road pizza was a real thing for a long time.
Did you tell her you're tired of this joke?
No, but you are.